Have you ever looked around your messy space and wondered, why can't I just clean this up? Or maybe you felt ashamed for putting it off again and again. What if the reason has nothing to do with laziness and everything to do with trauma? Victims of narcissistic abuse often find themselves emotionally drained, overwhelmed, and disconnected from their physical surroundings. In this video, we're going to explore the deeper, often hidden psychological reasons why cleaning and tidying can feel nearly impossible after emotional abuse, and why that's more normal than you think. Survivors of narcissistic abuse often carry a deeply embedded fear of doing things wrong. Years of walking on emotional eggshells condition the mind to associate imperfection with punishment. Over time, the abuser's voice becomes internalized, turning into a merciless inner critic. So when a survivor faces a messy space, it's not just a matter of cleaning, it becomes a psychological battlefield. The task is no longer just physical, it's tied to self-worth. The mind whispers, if I can't do it perfectly, I shouldn't try at all. This perfectionism doesn't drive progress, it shuts it down. Paralysis sets in, not from laziness but from fear of failure. Healing begins with rejecting the need to get it right and simply starting. Folding a shirt, clearing a desk, wiping down one surface, these aren't small things. They're quiet acts of rebellion against the voice of the abuser. Each imperfect action becomes a declaration, I am no longer under their control. Narcissistic abuse keeps the nervous system in a chronic state of alert. The mind is trained to scan for emotional danger, tone of voice, facial expressions, the next unpredictable shift. In this survival mode, tasks like cleaning lose all priority. When the brain is focused on staying safe, organizing a space feels meaningless, or worse, impossible. Energy becomes scarce. Cognitive fog takes over. Even remembering to fold laundry can feel overwhelming. Over time, this instability destroys the ability to maintain routines. Predictability becomes unfamiliar, even threatening. Some survivors respond by obsessively cleaning when anxious, others avoid it completely. But healing lies in balance. Rebuilding structure is not about productivity, it's about re-establishing safety. Tidying for just 5 minutes a day at the same time helps the brain relearn consistency without fear. Each repetition sends a message, life can be stable again. I am safe here. One of the most painful legacies of narcissistic abuse is the belief that you are undeserving of peace, beauty, or care. This internalized shame causes survivors to neglect their space, not because they don't care, but because they feel they don't matter. A messy room becomes a mirror of emotional invisibility. It says, this is what I deserve. And the cycle deepens. Add to that the isolation narcissists often enforce, cutting you off from support systems, and cleaning becomes not just hard, but utterly lonely. To make things worse, comparison creeps in. Pristine homes online or around you become standards you feel you'll never meet. But healing means rejecting that illusion. Your space doesn't need to impress anyone. It needs to hold you. Every time you tidy, you're not just organizing, you're reclaiming. You're telling yourself, I matter enough to take care of this. I deserve a space that reflects my worth. Even a single cleaned corner becomes proof that you are not broken. You are healing. Before we continue, I truly hope you're finding this video insightful. If so, don't forget to share it with anyone who might benefit from these ideas. After narcissistic abuse, the objects in your home can become emotional landmines. A piece of clothing, a photo, a gift, they don't just sit silently. They carry weight. They speak. Often they speak in the voice of the abuser. So cleaning isn't just sorting or wiping things down. It's emotionally confronting memories you've tried to bury. That's why avoidance feels safer than facing what certain objects might awaken. And yet, healing involves creating an environment that feels truly yours again. Begin gently. Start with what feels neutral. Let your body guide you. There's no rush, no pressure, just awareness. Over time, every choice, what to keep, what to donate, what to toss, becomes a step toward agency. Cleaning then transforms from a chore into a ritual of empowerment. You're not just organizing space, you're reclaiming emotional ownership. You're building a sanctuary where the past can no longer reach you. One of the most subtle yet devastating effects of narcissistic abuse is the slow erosion of belief in your own impact. After years of being dismissed, ignored, or punished no matter what you did, you begin to internalize the idea that your efforts don't matter. This is called learned helplessness, a psychological state where you feel that no action you take will lead to meaningful change. So when you look at a messy room, your mind whispers, "Why bother? It'll just get messy again." This sense of futility is heavy. It's not laziness, it's grief. Grief for all the times you tried and were shut down. Grief for the energy spent trying to please someone who only moved the goalposts. But even within that hopelessness, there is a way forward. The key is to make tiny, visible changes that contradict the belief that nothing matters. Clean one spot. Notice how it feels. Sit with the difference. That single shift, small as it seems, begins to challenge the core lie you were taught, that your actions are meaningless. In truth, every act of care, no matter how small, is evidence that you can influence your world again, and that realization is profoundly powerful. If you found yourself avoiding cleaning, living in clutter, or feeling overwhelmed by your space, know this. It's not because you're lazy, broken, or incapable. It's because you've endured something deeply disorienting, something that has touched every corner of your inner world. Narcissistic abuse leaves invisible scars, and often those scars show up in the most ordinary places. Your kitchen counter, your bedroom floor, the drawer you haven't opened in months. But you are not alone in this. Healing is slow, sometimes messy, and rarely linear, but it is absolutely possible. Every small action you take to care for your space is an act of reclaiming your life, your voice, your worth. If any part of this video resonated with you, I invite you to share your experience in the comments. Your words might not only help you process, but could also support someone else who feels exactly like you do. And if you're in a situation that feels unsafe or too heavy to carry alone, please don't wait. Reach out for help. Speak to a therapist, connect with a support group, or talk to someone you trust. You deserve peace, and you don't have to walk this path by yourself. Take care of your space. Take care of yourself, and remember, progress isn't loud. Sometimes it starts with just picking up one thing.